YouTube. Thank you to everybody who has been subscribing to me and commenting. I really appreciate it, and I'm glad to know that although they are lengthy and chatty, that my videos are helpful. So I'm just going to do a quick video. I know I say quick every time, but the multi-state, maybe it's not multi-state, but the professional responsibility exam, basically legal ethics. I may have mentioned this in a couple videos. I may have mentioned bits and pieces of it, the fact that I took it, and then I was going to explain later. So if you hear some repeated information, I am sorry. So this exam is a part of the bar, and you need to take it before you actually take the bar. It's not really wise for you to take it like your last semester right before you start getting ready for the bar. Number one, because getting ready for the bar is busy enough. Number two, because you need to take professional ethics, legal ethics, whatever it's called in your school. You need to take that, I would say your second year. And right after you take that, you need to take the exam. Again, this is part of the bar. So look it up, what it's called in your state. And try to look at what the score requirement is, and think about what you need to reach to get there. So what I did, I have a couple of friends who didn't really study because they took the class and they felt they did pretty good on the class, and they just, took the exam, and that was it. I would not recommend that. Because there are some tips and tricks that, I don't know, may be helpful for you that you're not covered in the class. You're not covering in the class. So just a few. It's not a big deal. No one really knows. So they took it the second time and passed it. But if you are already, I don't know if you're doing Barbary or Kaplan or Themis or whatever else, prep. But if you are already put in your deposit with Barbary, I can only speak to Barbary because that's what I'm signed up for. I don't know what Themis or Kaplan does, but I know that Barbary, if you have that bar prep or have at least put a deposit down. Now understand that at the time that I took this exam, I did not have my bar prep fully paid for. So. Oh, my thing is moving. So please know that you don't have to have your bar prep fully paid for. At the time that I took it, it was my second year, I want to say first semester. So I took this class spring semester, and then in the summer it's offered, and I want to say August. And I took the exam. It is offered again in November, but that's kind of around Thanksgiving and going home for break and finals, getting ready for finals. And it's during the semester, whereas August, I think it was the beginning of August, school hasn't started yet. So that's why I chose August. So please, I'm always harping about planning. Please be aware of your planning, because I think this exam is offered 3 times a year, and 2 times are in the middle of the semester. And you got enough on your plate being in law school. So think about that. August is at the beginning of the fall semester, but you're not necessarily in class by then. I think it's like the second week of August. So that's a little bit about planning. And then to prep for this, there's no class, like unless your law school offers it. Mine didn't. So what I did was, it was fresh because I had just taken the class, which you should do. You should not wait a year after you've taken the class. And also, Barbary has a 3-hour video. I am not going to lie to you. I haven't yet. I will not start. I am telling you about my experience. I am not telling you what you should do or what I suggest you do. This is just what I can speak to because this is what I've done. So my experience, I watched the 3-hour video, the bar prep for the exam, the professional responsibility exam, and that was it. Other people studied and did more, and you probably should, but that's all I did, and I beat the score by 2 points. So take that with a grain of salt. But anyway, Barbary has a 3-hour video, and you just kind of watch the video, and it's a guy lecturing. He's great because he gave me tips and tricks that helped. And I'm not a test taker. Please know that. I'm not one of those people who take great tests. My LSAT and my ACT were terrible. So that's all the prep that I did, but I did follow along. Like, I didn't just watch the video and just kind of soak it all in. They give you this sheet. It's like a really thick packet, and I think I printed it out myself. They give you that, and you can follow along and fill in the blanks as the professor is talking. I suggest you do that. Pause, take in what you need to take in. That video might have taken me longer than 3 hours because I did pause, reread what I just read or what he just talked about to make sure that I understood it. A lot of people say it's common sense, you should be able to pass it, but some of that about what judges should be able to do, that is not common sense. Some of that I didn't think was common sense, and I wouldn't have gotten it without the class. Unfortunately, you might have a teacher that skips a certain topic, so that's why you need to do some type of prep for this. Anyway, so that's my little tidbit. Make sure that you do this during the second year. If you're only going 3 years, not your last year, so you can get it out of the way. Make sure you take that class. Make sure after you take the class, you take the exam. Don't wait. It costs, I think, like $80. So that's not something you want to pay for twice. And also, you don't want to go through that process again or have to pay a late fee. So I am really big on planning. Please plan and make sure you map this out for yourself. Use a prep. Regardless of how smart you think you are, there might be some things that your professor left out for timing's sake or because it's not on the bar. But you have to take this professional ethics. You have to take this part of the exam in order for you to have your name posted for the bar. So, for example, what I mean by that is you can take the bar. It won't let you. You can take the bar, but you know how they, which I think is crappy because it's everybody gets to find out who passed and who didn't. But they post the names of the people who passed the bar. Your name won't be posted even if you pass because you didn't take that exam. And the exam is really simple. Just get it out of the way. Trust me, you do not want to be dealing with this exam and the bar, studying for the bar, prepping for the bar, paying for anything. Your last semester, you get senioritis, not kidding. You don't want to be dealing with any of that because you didn't do this during your second year and you thought you were so busy that you couldn't do it. So make sure you get I think it's the Multi-State Professional Responsibility Exam, MPRE. That's about all the tips I have on that. Hope you liked it. Bye.